All right, good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to the stream. I know you can probably hear the air conditioner in the background. The sun here in Washington State is already beating on my office wall, which means that the office is already heating up, and the air conditioner's on. But that's fine. Hopefully, it won't be on too long, because I don't want it to get too cold in here. But welcome, everyone. Happy May. Today is the 1st of May, 2020, and you know, for a lot of us, it kind of doesn't really feel like it means that much because the world's been in such a weird state for the last month and a half, right? Most of the world has been in this lockdown state. It continues here in the United States, especially in Washington State. We still have it. This is not one of the states where any kind of restrictions are being eased up. In fact, it's quite the opposite, from what I'm to understand. Our government here is basically working in cahoots with other local state governments to make sure that when these states reopen in this area of the country, the Pacific Northwest, that they all open at exactly the same time. So that way you don't have anyone who's like so stir crazy and be like, oh, I've been at home for, a month and a half. I want to go shopping. And they don't try to rush across state lines and, hopefully not bring the coronavirus with them just in order to get out to a store. You know what I mean? So right now, nothing, happening here yet. I would probably predict within the next few weeks because the news is that supposedly out here, because we actually were one of the states that was one of the initial outbreak areas of the country, that we actually are on, one of the best statistics for recovery in the country, and that likely we will be opening up again probably within the next month. Okay, this month of May at some point. So I guess we'll see what happens. But, the last month and a half has been pretty crazy. And, you say, oh, it's May, it's spring. And it's like, damn, for most of us, it doesn't really mean that much. Because you're not free to go out and just do whatever you want like it used to be, But it is a new month. We got new stuff going on here on my streams. My streams progress normally. They've not really been negatively affected outside of my ear infection this week. My streams have pretty much, moved forward in a normal way. And you don't have to worry too much about that as long as I can help it, right? As long as my health holds out, I'll be here for you guys on streams. So we got a few things to talk about today. First of all, you may notice at the top of your screens, we do have a tips goal here for the month of May. Excuse me, not tips goal. Boy, let's try that again. We have a new subs goal for the month of May. I completely said the wrong thing. We did not have a sub goal for the month of April. Reason being that at the end of March, we had quite a few people come in and were very generously gifting subs so that we could hit the tier 2 subs goal for the month of March. Well, we hit it, but I knew that we were going to see a significant decline in subs by the end of the month, which we did. We saw about 100 to 150 subs vanish at the very end of April there. But now we are working on a new sub goal for the month of April. All right, what is it? It's very simple. It's the thing you guys pretty much like the most when we do this. It's the retrospective event. All right, the last retrospective we did was at the end of February, over 2 months ago. And what we'll be doing is working on this month, trying to hit the subs goal of 725 subscriptions. If we can hit that, then what's going to happen is people are going to be able to start nominating their favorite moments from my now almost 12-year legacy of creating content on the internet. All right, and they'll be able to post those up on my forums. I'll go through them. I'll pick, some of the best ones and use that as a guideline for the new retrospective event that'll be coming up. All right, you guys really like the retrospectives. Every time we do one, people come out in droves to watch. People really tell me those are some of the best things that I do. And, at this point, it's been over 2 months. You figure with this month of hitting the subs goal and then people nominating, it'll be another month before this even happens. More than likely, this would happen in June. Okay? So, pretty cool. I hope you guys will, consider subbing if you're not subscribed at this point. If you do subscribe to the channel, many benefits, including, tons of emotes. I mean, I think it's like over 30 emotes. You get a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been a sub, and also, you don't have to watch ads during my ad break. Okay? So there you go. Tacky Smurf says, can we nominate the first Vest appearance for the retrospective? I mean, absolutely. The vest obviously has been one of the biggest things happening on my streams recently. And can you imagine people going back and finding, oh, here's the original videos where Phil wore the vest, and we go back and we'll try to pinpoint those, right? I'm curious because, like I said, I'm pretty positive I've only worn that vest maybe like twice in videos before the retrospective, and that's why people pointed out and were like, "Wow, that vest! I can't believe we never noticed it before." But yeah, of course, that could be something for the retrospective, right? So that's what we're working on this month. If we hit the subs goal, 725 subs, retrospective event will happen. It'll be a retrospective marathon. You guys will be able to nominate your favorite moments. It'll be pretty fun, and it'll take place at the earliest late May, but more than likely June. Okay? All right, so there you go. Now, another thing that I want to talk about before we get to the pre-stream here, the regular, formal pre-stream. So, supposedly to this morning, a Sony or Naughty Dog rep came out and said to game media, all these leaks in regards to Last of Us 2 are not from a Sony or Nintendo, or excuse me, like no Sony or Naughty Dog affiliated employee was the cause of the leaks. But that's all they would say. They wouldn't actually say who the leaks were. They said they did, pinpoint the source of the leaks of Last of Us 2, but they're claiming it's not them, all right? To which I've got to be very skeptical. Because first of all, if it's not them, all right, who is it? If it's not the people working on the goddamn game, then how'd they get access to this footage of the game? It doesn't make any sense that this would be public or would even be available to anyone else. Who else are they giving their game to, that they're getting this kind of access to critical plot points that are spoiling the entirety of the game so early? It doesn't make sense to me. Now, there's been some speculation. The first speculation is that it's maybe a contractor, an outside contractor, right? Okay, but technically, if you're a contractor, are you an employee of Sony or Naughty Dog? No. But you were employed by them to do work. So saying, oh, it has nothing to do with Sony or Naughty Dog, that's kind of bullshit then. That's a company that you paid and trusted, with your game, and they basically spoiled it on you. That's still on you. You know what I mean? That'll be like saying, okay, I run a company, and this company does various different kinds of plumbing work. And I don't technically employ anyone, but I hire people out to do my work. So I hire a plumber to go do a plumbing job, and the plumber completely botches the job. Well, you're responsible for that because you're the one who hired them to do the job. So it doesn't really matter if it's a contractor or not. It's still Sony and Naughty Dog's fault. So the statement this morning that they came out with saying, oh, it's not us, doesn't really make sense if it's a contractor, okay? Now, the other thing, and this is my speculation, this could be completely false, but this is my speculation, perhaps they went and gave out early access copies of the game. I'm not saying the game was even 100% done, but maybe knowing what was going on with everything right now, they gave out early access copies of games to different people in the gaming media, maybe exclusive content creators who they wanted to review the game early and hype it up, and one of them leaked it. It could be that too. And I've been very, very staunchly against this practice. I've been very, very staunchly saying you should not be giving your game out early to anybody. I'm sorry, in the modern day, this is not the 1990s anymore, all right? In the 1990s, before the era of the internet, games had to be given out very early to members of the gaming media because the gaming media had to play through those games, write up full reviews, and have them ready for a print magazine weeks ahead of time before the game's release. So that way, okay, I see a game review, the game's good, now I know to go buy it, right? Today, everything's instant. Literally everything is instantly shared on the internet. There is no need to give anyone, and I mean anyone, a copy of a game early, period. I mean gaming media, I mean content creators, like exclusive streamers getting paid to do early streams. None of this needs to happen. In my opinion, it should be everyone gets the game on release day, period. And if you can't control yourself to wait one day after release day, if you're on the fence about a game, you know what I mean? If you're on the fence about a game, and if you don't know if it's going to be good or not, don't buy it on release day. Wait one day. Trust me, one day after release day, there will be people streaming it everywhere. There'll be videos about it all over the internet. There'll be reviews. Everything will be on the internet after one day. You don't need to have people getting the game early anymore. It just doesn't need to happen. It's a very archaic practice that for some reason gaming studios still follow as if it were still the 1990s. I just don't understand it. I mean, let's face it, there's many things that these gaming companies do, like not really releasing big high-profile games in the summertime either, that still make no effing sense to me. So if this is the case, and if they gave a game out early to exclusive reviewers and exclusive people, and they leaked it, well, shame on Naughty Dog and Sony. I guess technically then it wouldn't be an employee of them, but boy, are they stupid for giving their game out so goddamn early when they might have even bumped it because of this, coronavirus outbreak. And, what the hell? Now, some people are saying they don't think that's the case. I guess in the leaks, there's actual, dev notes or something. I don't even understand what that means. I guess there's, coding in there that's dev coding or something. I don't know. I'm not neck deep in these leaks. All I saw was a few plot points, spoiled on Twitter for me. But it sounds to me like damage control. It sounds to me like Sony and Naughty Dog screwed up in some major way. I don't know if it was a disgruntled employee. I don't know if they hired unreliable people. Whatever. They blew it, and, it led to the situation, and now they're trying to do damage control and pretend, it wasn't us. Yeah, okay, then how did someone else get the game? Just think about that. It wasn't us, not our fault. How on earth are you telling me a game that's in development somehow fully fucking leaked to someone who has nothing to do with your company? Nothing to do with the game's development. They just magically got it. What did they do? Sneak into Naughty Dog headquarters overnight, jump through a window like fucking Mission Impossible-esque dodging lasers, and they landed, and they went to your secret vaults, and they pulled the code, and then went home and played the unfinished version of the game and leaked it on the internet? I don't think so. I think you're full of shit. I do. I think you're full of shit. So, I don't know. I guess we'll continue to follow this story together, right? And, the game's coming out now in mid-June. And it was interesting because my wife last night said, well, with all these leaks, are you going to play it? I was like, I don't even know. I honestly don't even know. I mean, with Naughty Dog, the gameplay is going to be solid. Like, the gameplay of Last of Us and Uncharted is always solid. But in reality, it's really the plots of those games that I feel make those games, so unique and interesting and just robust experiences. And when you already know critical plot points that are supposed to be shocks, that definitely takes away from the game a lot. Okay? So for me, I don't know. I'm going to think about it. I'll think about it, and I'll make my decision as we get closer to the game. Obviously, a major factor here will be your guys' feedback. Do you guys still want to see me play the game, knowing already these critical plot points, right? So, all right, let's continue, guys. So anyway, let's get to the normal pre-stream now. Let's talk about the schedule, so you guys know what to expect today. Full day of gameplay streaming. We start with Nioh 2 continuing, and at this point, I've got to think that we're nearing the end of the game. Like, we're in Area 6 of 7. Apparently, the game only has 7 areas, and the last area, Area 7, is apparently very quick. Like, not much to it. Maybe 1 or 2 stages, that's it. That's the finale. And we just hit Area 6? I mean, technically, yes. But last time we went back and did a lot of side content that was unlockable at a certain point, and we unlocked a lot of it and did a lot of it. So today, I'm not exactly sure, even if we're starting with side content or main mission. I can't remember. But we've got to be coming to the end of the game at this point, Now, I don't know. Will we finish it today? Will it be another 2-3 streams? I don't know. But at this point, we're definitely getting down to, like, the nitty-gritty. All right. Later tonight, it is my weekly throwback Street Fighter session, where I play old school Street Fighter for a couple hours. You guys seem to really enjoy this. We will continue on with it tonight. Hope you're excited for that. So today, by all means, today is not going to be a chill day. I'm just saying. Nioh, a very tense game, very action-intensive game, very frustrating with the amount of cheap deaths and the amount of insane damage everything deals to you. Pretty, intense. Street Fighter, never a chill time. Pretty much always frustrating with the amount of lag and having issues with getting matches and the like. But I still enjoy playing it. So it'll still be a fun day, and I'm still going to like the streams. I'm sure you guys will too. but definitely not what you consider a chill day. Okay? Tomorrow, it's going to be the continuation of Banjo-Tooie, and then tomorrow night, it's going to be Animal Crossing New Horizons. So tomorrow, Saturday, would be considered a much more laid back, relaxed day. In that regard, not to say that Banjo-Tooie is super easy, but at the same time, it's definitely more relaxed than the other games I'm playing right now. And that should be fun because I'm in the theme park area of Banjo-Tooie, and the game is really good in my opinion. Like, I really like it, solving the various puzzles and the like, and we're going around trying to figure stuff out, and I hope that you guys will join me for that on Saturday. And then Saturday night, we're doing more Animal Crossing because KK Slider, the musician in the game, will be there on the island every Saturday. And what I'd like to do is play on a Saturday so we can hear him in concert and unlock a song by picking one. And actually, someone sent me a listing of various songs that I could try to get him to play. You need to know the names of the songs, apparently, to have him play them. But I got a good listing of songs that we could check out, maybe play a few songs together, almost do like a KK Slider concert on Saturday night. So that should be pretty fun. Then on Sunday, we will return back to Final Fantasy VII Remake, which appears we are ending Chapter 14, or getting very near the end of Chapter 14 out of 18. So it looks like soon we'll be progressing on with the story. And again, I don't really know how much is left in the game. Some people have told me the end of the game is quite long. Like, the last few chapters are very lengthy story chapters and could be several streams to finish that up. So we'll see. But that's going to be Sunday. Sunday night will be my weekly Morrowind chill stream. What I'm actually being told is that maybe I should hold off on the main questing in the game for a bit and do other side quests, because I've been doing main quest lines for like 3 weeks straight, and apparently now the people are saying it's going to get really, really tough to continue on with main quest lines if I keep trying to do them, that they're just like going to be way above my level, and so I need to grind a bit and do other kind of side questing and stuff before I do it. So I guess we'll see what you guys want me to do. We'll work together on that Sunday night. And then on Monday, more Nioh 2 and my weekly Minecraft chill stream, where I believe we'll be continuing with the build of the Greco-Roman structure and or whatever else we got to. I know that Papa Vera had wanted me to improve my farm, which I'm open to doing, among a few other things. So we'll see what happens on Monday night. All right. So that should be pretty fun. It should be a pretty fun weekend. I hope you guys are ready for this. Now, in regards to my health, my ear infection, all right, it still hurts. Like right now, I got throbbing pain in my ear, and it's swollen a bit. But the good news is, like I told you guys yesterday, the stabbing pain's been gone since Wednesday. So with no stabbing pain, I'm able to ignore the annoying throbbing and just, still play games. Didn't really have much issue with that yesterday. I was actually shocked I was able to wear the headphones all day, and it didn't really bother me that much. In reality, if sadly, this happens and I have to go take some more medicine or whatever, like, for example, I've been telling you guys, if I get stabbing pain, it seems like if I take an Advil or an ibuprofen, it takes about an hour, but then the stabbing pain will go away, because what it does is it stops the inflammation that's causing the pain. So if I need to do that, I need to do that. But as a status update, number one, my ear is still swollen. Number two, it still has throbbing pain, and I cannot hear perfectly out of it. I can hear out of it, but not great. Like, it's about half capacity, I would say, because of the amount of swelling in it. But I am still administering the medication. I just did a dose this morning. I'll be doing another dose during the stream break, and another dose, between the streams today. That's how it works. You gotta do it 4 times a day, this eardrop stuff. And hopefully by the a week, it'll be completely cleared up and back to normal. I hope. I guess we'll see. So hopefully things are going to go well with this. So far so good. Yesterday I was able to stream all day. And thanks to everyone who came out yesterday. I know that it's weird when I have a day off out of nowhere that I'm not expecting. And I know that you guys are upset when I'm not here when I want to be. That's life. It happens. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for your support yesterday on the streams. I really do appreciate that. All right, as you guys can see, the vest streak continues at 56 straight streams where we hit the tips goal, and I put on the vest to celebrate. Will it continue again today? I have no idea. We'll find out. It's up to you guys. Again, like I say, I know eventually it's going to end. It cannot infinitely continue. But at the same time, I'm super happy that it is continuing. I'm very grateful. You guys are helping me out a ton, and I thank you so much for that. We'll see what happens today. Okay? Fair enough. All right. So let's get to the pre-stream. Thank you for 11 awesome years allowing me to be a content creator on the internet, everyone. Able to share my daily gameplay experiences with all of you. It's an amazingly fun time. I absolutely enjoy every moment of it. I am lucky because I'm one of the few people on this planet that gets to do what he loves for a living. I know how lucky I am because I've been there in positions where I had jobs that I just didn't really like and I only did them for a paycheck, to make ends meet. And now I'm able to actually enjoy what I do, and I love this every day. I know how lucky I am. I'm super grateful. In addition to that, how lucky am I that I've been able to continue to do this during the pandemic? A lot of people have been out of work. A lot of people have been very hard up in a bad way, and I haven't been. And I'm very grateful again and appreciative that you guys come out to my streams, hang out with me every day. Some people have contacted me and said, Phil, your streams are consistent, except for, of course, when I was sick this Wednesday with my stupid ear. But for the most part, my streams are consistent and a shred of normalcy in the chaos that we've had in the past, month and a half with everything going on here. And a lot of people have said that they come to my streams to kind of unplug from the stress of what's going on in real life to relax, and they appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys, number one, telling me that positive stuff because that motivates me to keep going. And number two, I appreciate you hanging out with me and supporting me every day. So thank you for that, guys. All right. Now, I am a full-time streamer. That means that I am here 6 days a week, most weeks. This week, sadly, it'll only be 5. But most weeks, I'm here 6 days a week, full-time streaming for you. Okay? I archive all of my live streams over on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming. And that allows me to have people watch when they can't be here live, which is awesome. I appreciate the fact that if you can't be here live, you still go and check out my stuff after the fact, right? It's much, much appreciated. Okay. Sorry, my phone vibrated. I looked at it and it's nothing important. But every once in a while, I was like, okay, let me check. Okay. So, yes, thank you guys for everything, for checking out the streams live, and if you can't watch them live, for checking them out over on DSPGaming on YouTube. I appreciate that very much. Now, because I'm a live streamer, that means I make the vast majority of my income right here on live streams. It is your crowdfunding efforts here during the live streams that keep me going, and that's what allows me to pay my bills and afford everything. So if you like these live streams and you like everything that I'm doing and you want to see it continue, I would say please consider contributing via one of the methods that I'm about to outline here on the stream. But please know something up front that's very, very important. My streams here on Twitch are 100% free, all right? And you should not feel pressured to contribute because contributions are not mandatory, all right? I'm perfectly happy to just have people come by and hang out with me and have fun with games. As I said, this is my hobby and my passion as well as my job. I created YouTube videos for 2.5 years before I ever monetized a single gameplay video because I did it for fun. All right, I didn't want to do it for a job. I only started making money on videos when I lost my job and I needed another way to make income. If I were to lose my ability to stream full-time and do this for a living, I would still stream in a limited capacity, albeit it would probably be very limited compared to what I do today, but I would still want to try to contribute via streaming as much as I could. You see what I mean? I love this. I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because I love video games. I don't do this for a paycheck. I hope you guys understand that and know that, again, if you just want to come and hang out and you cannot contribute, that's perfectly fine. I'm happy to hang out with people and have fun with games. I don't care about, harping on money and stuff like that. My philosophy's always been this. If I'm putting out a fun, entertaining, positive gameplay stream for you guys, all right, and you're all having a good time and I'm having a good time, then the contributions are going to come naturally. It doesn't have to be me harping, oh, we're low on subs today. Oh, you guys should really cheer and blah, blah, blah. I don't have to do that because you guys naturally do it when you're having a good time. So as long as I'm doing my job and doing putting out something fun, I don't have to sit here and be all about that. You see what I mean? So I hope you guys understand that, and I hope you have a good time with the stream. Now, by all means, if you can contribute today, please do. All right, let me outline some of the ways you can contribute. First of all, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. Today is the first of the month. So that means that those who have pledged to my Patreon over the course of the last month, all right, your pledges are going to process today. And soon, within the next 1 to 2 days, once all those have processed, I should be contacting you guys to let you know what you qualified for perks-wise for this month. All right, so in advance, thanks to anyone who is an ongoing patron of mine. I appreciate that very much. That ongoing support does help me a lot every month, so thank you. Now, for those of you who are not patrons, you can check it out at patreon.com/darksidephil. Depending on what you pledge to my Patreon, earns you different levels of personal perks, which are all outlined there on the website. I'm not going to go into detail about it here because it's all public there anyway. All right, so thank you for even considering it. I do appreciate that very much. Okay, I also have a Teespring store where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, including stickers, mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts. It's good quality stuff. I can attest because I own a bunch of it. I've had some of it for 3 years now, and the shirts still aren't worn out, which is a really good testament to the quality of the stuff that they sell over there on Teespring, okay? So give it a look. Anything you buy from my Teespring, you get a cool collectible. It helps me out. It's at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. All right, if you're here live on the stream, guys, and I say that because some people do watch this on demand on YouTube, but if you're here live on the stream and you would like to contribute in a way that's going to earn you, number one, a shout out from me, and number two, some cool recognition on the stream via like a pop-up, okay? If you either cheer with bits, or you subscribe to the channel, or you tip me, any of those three things, I'm going to give you a live shout out on the stream, as long as what you're saying in your message is in line with the rules of the stream. What that means is no insults, no trying to get me something that'll get me in trouble on Twitch, no giant derailing paragraphs that have absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about on stream. In general, I think you guys get it. You know, the interaction we have is a key part of my streams, and I have a lot of fun with it, and you guys are a really awesome audience. So thank you very much for that in advance, okay? Now, at the top of your screens, you'll see a stream stats leaderboard. First of all, I've already talked about the new subs goal for the month, so you guys know what that's all about. But also, I update that leaderboard periodically for things such as top cheerer of the day, or excuse me, I should say top cheerer of that stream, and top tipper of that stream. So it's a good way for you to get extra recognition during a live stream if you're contributing, okay? Now, in addition to that, there's another leaderboard that's integrated into Twitch itself, and that tracks two different things. It tracks top bits cheering of the week, so the top cheerers of the week, as well as people who have gifted subscriptions for the week. And I give shout-outs to those people every morning as well. So, in reality, there's many, many ways for you to get recognized for your contributions, and I appreciate all of them, and thank you guys for even considering it. Now, very matter-of-factly, you may ask yourself, what is the best way to contribute? Because Phil just mentioned a ton of ways. The answer is very simple. Excuse me. Tipping me. Okay? Tipping me is by far the best way to contribute to my streams. Why is tipping me the best way? Number one, because when you tip me, those are funds I get immediately and I can put towards something important. Whether there's a bill coming up, taxes, I need to buy a new game, health insurance, groceries, things that come up from time to time, anything that could possibly pop up. Your tips pay for that, basically, okay? Because those funds are there immediately, I can use that immediately for something very important, all right? Now, in addition to that, all right, the other reason that obviously the tips are the best way to contribute is because we've been doing this crazy tips goal. And it's 56 straight streams that we have hit the tips goal. All right? Pretty crazy. Pretty damn nuts that we've done this. So thank you guys in advance, for anyone who's considering contributing. But that's nuts that we've hit this tips goal 56 straight streams in a row. That's about a month. All right? If you tip me, obviously we continue towards keeping the streak alive and me putting on the vest as a way of saying thank you for the streams. As I said, if we hit 100 streams where we do the tips goal in a row, I'll definitely do something special. What will it be? I have no idea. It's going to be more dependent on what actually happens here with the pandemic lockdown, if I'm actually able to go out and get stuff to do something special or whatever. But rest assured, I'll do something special for you guys if we hit 100, 100 straight streams. All right. The thing is, guys, I know this is not going to go on forever. As they say, all good things come to an end. But I'm super grateful every day that you guys have been so supportive. And, thank you so much for that. And, if we can keep it going, please tip to make it keep going. All right? But here's the thing. All right? I am not ungrateful for other contributions. If you cheer today, if you sub today, if you buy something from my Teespring, etc., those things are all great. The thing is, those things all have a lead time or a processing time before I see any kind of a positive impact from them. You see what I'm saying? Tipping helps me right now. And that's why I always say tipping is preferred. But hey, you want to contribute in one of the other ways, those are all welcome. Fair enough? All right, guys. Now, how do you tip? Below the stream, there's a tip star button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat. That'll take you to my PayPal tips page. On that page, you can either tip me with a registered PayPal account, or if you don't have one, excuse me, you can use a debit or credit card in order to leave a tip if you would like. Now, if you don't see that option readily available, it's probably because you need to fully load the desktop version of the PayPal site in order to have those options pop up and appear. So if you're on a mobile device, you may have to manually enable that, okay? As a public service announcement, every stream there's a couple things that I say. The first thing I'm going to tell you guys, if you are going to be a frequent stream viewer, if you're considering contributing, and you're going to be watching on Twitch constantly, what I strongly recommend for you, turn off your direct messages on Twitch. I'm just telling you up front, direct messages on Twitch are frequently used for things such as harassment and scamming, meaning, people just sending you insulting things about you or the streamer that you're watching, or sending you a link and you click on it, next thing you know, now they got your IP address and they're messing with you, okay? It's bad. It's rampant. What I have recommended to people is there's an option on Twitch to make it so that only people on your friends list can send you direct messages. I strongly recommend that. You don't want just any old person harassing you on Twitch. It's a great idea if you're a frequent user of the site, okay? Now, in addition to that, you would be shockingly surprised how much information most of us probably have on the internet right now just because of social media purposes. You've probably got people like your friends and your family members listed there publicly, probably places that you hang out, things that you like to do or you don't like, your job. It could all be public, all right? And you'd be surprised as well how much that could be used against you to harass you online, all right? And I hope you guys understand that. I'm looking out for you guys. I don't want you guys to get harassed because of stuff. And quite frankly, I don't want anyone, as a result of watching my streams, getting harassed. So, what I always say is, in light of these people who would do this stuff, and yes, there are people who are this messed up that they would do this. They get pleasure out of just hurting others on the internet anonymously. They get away with it. Wow, I hurt someone today. I feel good about myself. There's actually people who are like that. While there are people like us who focus on positivity, who focus on, wow, I got my family, my friends. I want everyone to be safe in this time of, worldwide panic. Let's all be nice to each other. There's people who are the complete and utter opposite. They now take this opportunity to prey on others and get pleasure out of hurting them just because they can. I know that sounds sick. It is sick. But these people exist. I know firsthand because I've been the subject of their ire for many years, all right? So all that being said, don't take it for granted that you're safe on the internet, okay? What I always say is if you're going to be on a stream, do your best to protect your identity. If you're going to cheer, you could cheer anonymously. If you're going to tip, you could say anonymous tipper, and that way no one would know it's you. Or you could make up a name that has absolutely nothing to do with your real name or your online, like social media accounts or whatever. If you're going to tip, just make something up. That way, absolutely no one can associate anything with you, and they can't come after you and try to harass you online for it, okay? I'm looking out for you guys. I hate hearing horror stories of people who are just trying to have fun on a stream and maybe support a streamer. Next thing you know, they're getting harassed by a bunch of shitheads on the internet, okay? Okay. Fair enough. All right, guys. Now let's move on to the rules of the stream. Okay? First of all, I'm streaming on twitch.tv. That means I need to abide by all the rules and regulations that Twitch has laid out. And I can't just say and do anything I want on my streams. I hope you guys understand that. All right? Now, in addition to that, please know that I like to maintain a certain chill vibe on my streams. And you may say, I wonder what that means, chill vibe. Well, a chill vibe basically means that we are trying to have a good, relaxing time here. And essentially, I'm trying to play a game and have fun. You're trying to see my reactions to the game, maybe have some interactions with me, interactions with other stream chatters. But in general, I like my streams to be a place where you can unplug from all of the stress and all the anxiety of real life and just come here for, a few hours for stream and have a good time with me. That's the whole point. Right now, with the world in the state that it's in, many of us are still in lockdown with this crazy pandemic. We need a release. We need a way to unplug from all that and just relax. And that's what I'm aiming to do with my positive gameplay streams. All right. So that being said, I try to enforce rules that keep it a positive place and keep the negativity and the toxicity out of here so that we can have a good time together. Okay. First of all, we don't talk about politics or religion on my streams. All right. I found that these topics sadly derail streams a ton and basically just make people attack each other, and they can't really get along when they talk about them. In the almost 12 years now I've been a content creator, I've very rarely found any situations where talking about politics and religion during my gameplay content made any sense whatsoever, and therefore that's why we don't do it. Now, if I'm playing a game that has political or religious overtones in the plot, or it's part of the actual plot of the game, that's different. If it's in context, by all means, let's talk about it. But please, don't derail the stream with a bunch of political talk. I don't need to hear about Joe Biden's accusations and what Donald Trump said this morning about injecting yourself for the coronavirus. I don't care about this shit. I don't need to hear it on my streams. Okay, we hear enough of it outside. Now, in addition to that, recently I have expanded these regulations. I keep saying regulations. They're rules, not regulations. I don't know why the hell I'm saying that. I've expanded these rules recently, okay, to include talk of the pandemic. We all are well aware that the world is at risk and what's going on in the world. Many of us have been very negatively affected, by this pandemic. All right. That being said, we are completely bombarded with information about it on a constant basis. We don't need to come to a gameplay stream to be hearing about it. See? So please understand that. I'm not going to ban discussion of the coronavirus. I don't want to do that. But at the same time, please understand people are coming to this stream for the very reason that they want to forget and not think about it for a few hours. So please don't make this stream the end all be all about it, the coronavirus talk. See what I'm saying? Fair enough. Now, in addition to that, there are many people on the internet who are nasty, disgusting, toxic people who revel in hurting others. I've already mentioned these people and how they can negatively affect you. Well, they negatively affect me as well in a huge way. Every day, these people are constantly spreading misinformation. They are constantly out there insulting me, making up conspiracy theories, saying things that didn't happen, twisting them into things that didn't happen. Because these people are negative, toxic people who revel on that kind of content. They either make it themselves on YouTube or they watch it. They illegally restream me because they think that they can get away with it. And just to the extent that they do because I can't sue them. I can't sue them for defamation. I don't have money for that. I'm a positive content creator, and I just want to be here and have fun with games and share that with you guys every day, period. That's all I really care about. I don't care about shitheads out there who are constantly insulting me, all right? So please understand that, and please know that I'm not going to let it get me down, and we're not going to talk about it on my streams. It is 100% not allowed on my streams to bring up this kind of negative, toxic content. Because number one, it completely derails the positivity of my stream. And number two, it just gives undue attention to these messed up people. All right. Now, one final thing. As a result of the very negative actions of these people against me, sadly, I have to adopt a policy recently that basically kind of talking about my private life is off limits. If I bring up something about my private life outside of just gameplay and streaming, all right, that's on my stream. If I bring it up, that's fine. But please don't ask me personal questions about myself and my behind-the-scenes life, about my belongings, about things going on financially with me behind the scenes. All that stuff is 100% off limits. I can't talk about it. I've been advised legally not to talk about it, and I'm not going to. Because these people out there are so toxic that they will take a comment that I make that doesn't mean anything, and they will spin it into trying to say something really nasty about my personal life that could actually concretely affect things going on. Legal proceedings, like, for example, can be affected by stupid shit that these people negatively say about me. So I've been advised legally, don't bring anything up personal, And I'm not going to unless it's just something that, you know, maybe it's something about my wife and I doing something today. It has nothing to do with anything, you know, that's personal or behind the scenes. That's different. But please, the streams are about gameplay. Let's keep it to that. And please understand it's against the rules to try to pry into my personal life. Okay? Big Black No, asking when I got married would not be considered off limits because I've already publicly talked about that in the past. Everyone knows I got married last year in April. First week of April last year, I think it's April 10th. Yep, that's my wedding anniversary. Everyone knows that. There's legal documents on the internet, a little marriage license and everything. So, you know, that's fine. But asking me all kinds of personal shit about financials behind the scenes and things that I own and all kinds of shit, no, that's not allowed. Legally, I can't talk about it, and it's a bannable offense, okay? So there you go. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Let's get to the shout-outs segment of the stream where I say thank you guys very much for all your contributions, and we get a little bit of fun discussion in before we actually start with gameplay, okay? All right. So, overnight, guys, we had a few contributions come in. We had that Anonymous to me $4.20 and said smoke weed every day. Or if you want to do it, hey, 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 smoke weed every day. There you go. Thank you for the tip. Right before the stream started, someone tipped me $1 and said, hey, DSP, fun fact. Did you know there's medical terms to describe your lunatic detractors? It's pathological skepticism. It's sometimes referred to as pseudo-skepticism. Keep up the good work, homie. Well, there you go. And I'm assuming what that would mean is these people literally think every single thing I say and do is a lie. It's crazy, obviously, but they just, by default, always think that I'm a liar. So, you know, I'm in excruciating pain on Wednesday. It feels like there's a knife in my ear all day long. You know, very, very nervous about what's going to happen. Waiting for these meds to arrive. I start medicating my ear or whatever. I tell people, sorry, I can't stream. And immediately, here come the insano conspiracy theories about, you know, what's really going on behind the scenes. Yes, of course. Of course, I completely fabricated the whole thing, right? So, it's pretty stupid. And yeah, it's nuts. I know they're nuts. We don't need to discuss them at length. It's just interesting that there is a term for it. Pseudo-skepticism or pathological skepticism. That's interesting. All right, so now we actually start with people who contributed during the live stream. The first contributor today was Kurosawa Kid, who took me $4.20 and said, I'm happy to see you streaming today. Hope you continue to recover. Watching it while I'm working from home helps me relax and enjoy the games. It's not on PC for me to play. All right, sounds good, Kurosawa Kid. It's good to see you. Thank you for the first tip of the day. And let me get you up here, added to the tips goal for the day. Thank you for getting things started. Hung Detractor, subscribe to the channel and then give the subs to Kanishi and Busty Milf Hunter. Oh boy. Elon just gifted a sub to Almighty Derek. Thank you. Now this is hilarious. The Truth tips me $3 and says, am I responsible for the lies John Rambo said about me because I employed him? Well, here's the thing. During the time when John Rambo and I were collaborating on content for the internet, and I was paying him weekly for his contributions, during that time frame, absolutely, it could have been said that I was responsible for things that were relayed via that content, you know, or also, you know, not every word out of his mouth, of course. He's an independent individual who's allowed to say and do whatever he wants. But in regards to saying stuff about me or my content, yeah, during the time that we were working together, that's a true fact. Absolutely. But after the fact, you know, it was, keep in mind, almost a year and a half after I moved, that it was finally revealed that Rambo had some kind of issue with me. That's completely different. At that point, there was no contractual obligation between us. He was no longer being paid by me for any content. You know, his comments were 100% his own and had nothing to do with me. So no, if John had come out while we were working together and I was paying him and it said, oh, Phil's doing this behind the scenes, it's a big leak because Phil's doing this stuff, right? Yeah, then I could kind of say, wow, shame on me for employing someone with loose lips and who's out there, you know, flapping them. And now people know everyone's personal business, or maybe even spoil. Imagine we were making Project 7 and John had revealed the whole plot of Project 7 before we had even put a single piece of content on the internet. You see what I'm saying? That would be a similar situation to The Last of Us 2 leaks, right? But no, John going out of his way a year and a half later to basically talk crap about me on the internet has absolutely nothing to do with that. It's not a similar situation. So you have no idea what you're talking about. But I thank you for the $3 tip regardless. Very different. Cousin Sven is the first cheerer of the day. He says, news just came. The guys have been identified who leaked the game according to Sony. Yeah, we already talked about it. He probably cheered that as we were talking about it on the pre-stream. Thank you, Cousin Sven, for the cheer. Home Detractor gives it a sub to Cuckles the Enchilada. Amazing. Thank you for the gifted sub. Ryan did a 120-bit cheer, and that's actually the top cheer of the day so far. Let's get Ryan on the leaderboard, and we'll see what he has to say. How do you spell? I always get that spelling. There we go. 120 bits. Ryan says, can you play with Ken tonight in Street Fighter? Hope you have a good day. Yeah, typically I always do. Typically in Super Turbo and Third Strike, I'll pick Ken anyway. So we'll see what happens tonight. But more than likely, yes, I'll be playing with Ken. Thank you, Ryan, for the 120-bit cheer. Appreciate that. Dinosaur did a 100-bit cheer. He says, have you ever considered playing Destiny 2? I know it's a little old, but it's my favorite FPS MMO, and the raids are amazing. I did. I played it when it was new. I did a full co-op playthrough of the game with a couple of my buds, and we had a good time with it. Although, admittedly, it was very repetitive. It didn't feel very unique from Destiny 1. It felt like you were playing almost exactly the same game, albeit a few tweaks and improvements here or there. And I did actually do one of the end game, I guess what was considered big boss fight / raids or whatever. I thought it was all right, but to me, after I beat it, I was like, wow, that is the most underwhelming game because it literally feels like Destiny 1 with a patch. They really didn't go out of their way to improve it at all. Now, to my knowledge, since, I played that at launch, Bungie cut the cord, so to speak, with Activision, went solo, and now have done apparently lots of changes to the game. Whether they're good or bad, I have no idea, because I've never gone back to play it. But what they kind of said was the reason that the game they felt wasn't as good as they wanted it to be was because they were massively held back by Activision Blizzard, and were told that they had to do certain things to maintain a certain kind of level and microtransactions and all kinds of stuff they weren't interested in, but they were forced to do. And really, they didn't feel like that game was really their end product they had wanted, but that they were going to work to improve it over the years. So maybe they have, right? Maybe over the years, they did actually improve the game. If they did, great, and I applaud them for that. But I don't know because I've never gone back to it, and quite frankly, I really don't have any interest in going back to it. So I'm glad to hear that you like the game Dinosaur. I hope that it is an improved game from launch. But for me, it was just so underwhelming at launch. It just felt like you were playing the same game again. So I was like, meh, and I never really cared to go back. Kate cheered, said, to be honest, I think Naughty Dog leaked their own shit to get press on the game like they say bad press is good marketing. That would be astronomically silly, because the initial reports are that as a result of these leaks, there have been a massive amount of pre-order cancellations. In fact, this week, out of nowhere, okay, a slew of hundreds or more of pre-orders opened up on the GameStop.com website for the collector's edition of the game that has the Ellie statue and everything. And people are like, wait a minute, this collector's edition's been sold out for like months. Why on earth would all of a sudden hundreds of these become available out of nowhere? And the speculation is because everyone canceled their pre-order. No one wants the game anymore. So I don't think that's the case. If it is purposely by Naughty Dog, this could be the most off-base attempt at marketing in history. I think this actually could be like destroy the game for them, and that would be really silly. I don't think so. I do think these are legit leaks, but who and how these actually happened is another question. I don't know if we should believe them or not. Okay. Elon Jusk gifted a subscription to Madara is God. Congratulations, Madara. And thank you, Elon, for supporting the mods. That's awesome of you. Overladen Prince did 100-bit cheer. Says, wouldn't it make sore sense to ignore it all? They get their jollies from messing with you. Yeah, and Overladen Prince, I do my best to try to ignore it all. I really do. I do my absolute best to not bring up specifics of shit that people are saying and doing about me, because every day there's something new. That's the thing. Like, every single day there's some new bullshit, some new drama, some new baloney that I don't know what the fuck is going on, and I don't really care. Okay, you're right. The best course of action is to just ignore it and just keep putting out my positive streams and not give a shit about what they're doing. And that's what I do my best to do. Every once in a while, something will come up and I will address it. But in general, I try to just ignore it. And as you hear, I just talk in broad generalities when we are going to discuss it, because they don't deserve the time of day to even have a single person know what the fuck they're doing over there with their shit, because they're shitheads, you know. Excuse me. Okay. Hung Detractor gifted a sub to Timbo Slice 89. Congratulations, Timbo, and thank you, Hung Detractor, for the support today. Ryan just resubbed for 3 months. He says, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Yes, 3-month anniversary for Ryan. Thank you very much, Ryan, for 3 months of support. I appreciate that. Little Iffy 22 cheers says, do you not fancy playing Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered? I've already said I'm interested in it. It's just that the month of April, I was very busy with multiple new game releases, juggling them, and I didn't want to start too many game playthroughs at once. It didn't make sense. And I did owe people a viewer's choice playthrough sooner rather than later, which is why I started Banjo-Tooie. As I said, whatever game we finish next, whether it's Final Fantasy VII or Nioh 2, whatever finishes, we're going to determine what I want to do next. Do we want to jump right into the next viewer's choice game, which is Fire Emblem Three Houses, or do we maybe want to take a little bit of time to do some variety content? Would you like to see me play a game like Modern Warfare 2 Remastered? Would you like to see me play Streets of Rage 4? Right? Would you like to see me maybe do some odds and ends? Go back to Mega Man Zero Collection for one game. You know, it only takes about 2 streams to beat one of those games. So we go back to that for a little bit. Would you like that variety in there? Or do you want to see me go right into Fire Emblem, right? So I'm juggling all these possibilities in my head. What was the other one? Oh, Daymare 1998, survival horror game. Originally was being made a fan remake of Resident Evil 2, but then Capcom shut them down, so they made their own original game. You know, these are possibilities of things I'm considering doing in the month of April for variety's sake, since it seems like we're not going to get many, if any, new releases in the month of April at all. Okay? So, let's see what happens this month. As soon as one of these games finishes, I may come to you guys and ask what I want to see, maybe do a poll, and see what you guys come up with. All right? Fair enough? It is definitely a consideration. Little Iffy cheered again and said, will you play any of the Mortal Kombat games again? Probably not. None of the existing ones. When Mortal Kombat 12 comes out, yeah, I'll do like I usually do. I'll play through the story. I'll try out all the characters. We'll do some online play, etc., and the like. But with Mortal Kombat, it's always a game that for the first few months has a lot of hype behind it, and it's pretty interesting. You know, especially going through like the crypt and stuff like that. It's usually fun. But then after a while, you'll realize that people kind of break the game down and they realize some of the stuff that's really abusable online. And after a few weeks, it's really not that fun to play online anymore. And honestly, that's kind of the ongoing appeal of the game, is the ongoing online play. I hate to say it, but this always happens with NetherRealm games. It happened with Injustice. It happens with Mortal Kombat. They're really fun games for like a month. And then after that, now everyone has an online strategy that you can't get around because the character's too effing fast, or it's too laggy to react to the things that they're doing. And you just get frustrated. And that's kind of what happened with Mortal Kombat with me. You know, I liked it, and I played a DLC character or two. And after that, I didn't really care anymore. You know, I was like, nah, the game was good, you know, for a bit, but I'm kind of done with it. And that's kind of my attitude now. I'm kind of done with it. Not really super interested in playing it any further. So. Okay. Let us now give shout-outs for the top cheers of the week so far. And the week is young. You know, it's only Friday. We still got the whole weekend. But thank you so much for the cheering so far. Thanks to those who contributed via these methods. First of all, Baby Janitor, 10th place this week. Spurger King Whopper, 9th place. Tinker Tinkerson, 8th place. I Killed Phil, 7th. And actually tied with Ninstar Rune, so that's technically a tie for 6th. Dinosaurs in 5th. Crap Cox in 4th. PW Dubs tipped $1.30 is in 3rd. White Ranger Zio is in 2nd. And Shadow the Hedgehog is in 1st. So thank you guys for all your cheering contributions. I appreciate that. All right. Weekly top sub gifters. Thank you to the following people who all gifted me $1. Excuse me. Let's try that again. Thank you to all the people who gifted me 1 subscription. We've got Doodly Dread, Ultimate Cloud 7, D-Train 12, Crapcock, Alfred Aponte, Sundance McGee, and Rats. They all gifted a single sub. Elon Musk gifted 2 subscriptions, as well as Randy O. Butternub gifted 2 subscriptions, and then this morning, Untitled Chapter gifted 4 subscriptions to the channel. Very nice. All right. DJ Dadmouth. What a name. Timmy Dollar says, I got word from work. Won't be going back till the soonest end of summer. They think it's later than that. Thankfully, I got a bike and some washable masks to help pass the time safely. What are you doing during all this to keep saying? Well, for me, as I told you guys, my life really hasn't changed all that much. My normal days are normal days. Like, I stream all day and, spend time with my wife when I can and do stuff around the house. Spend time with Jasper. It's the normal days for me. 6 days out of the week, I was stuck at home anyway because I'm a live streamer. This is what I do. The thing that's changed for me is the one day a week that I used to have out to relax with my wife, I no longer have. I have to get up super early in the morning that day to go grocery shopping to make sure that we have stuff stocked for the week. That day, I have to run all of my errands. If I have any appointments or important things I need to do, I have to do them all in that one day. And even though it's been nice to kind of relax at home and do some stuff with my wife, and admittedly, we've had time to do a little bit of spring cleaning and stuff like that, you kind of get stir crazy. That one day a week was the day when we had our release. We kind of broke our normal schedule of, either work or being at home and going out and doing fun stuff together. And we haven't had that in a month and a half. That's the negatives that we've had. Now, in comparison to the astronomical amount of negatives that most people have out there right now, we are super lucky, and we recognize how incredibly, lucky we are, and we're grateful for that. My wife is considered an essential worker. I can keep working during this thing. So in reality, this has not been a giant negative effect on us at all. And so I am the last person to complain right now. I know most of you watching probably have had way more negative repercussions than I have had, and I feel for you, and I hope that these things get better sooner rather than later. Okay, guys? The one thing for me is the most scary is that my parents live in Connecticut, which is one of the hotbeds of the outbreak on the East Coast. And the East Coast, it's Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, I think Rhode Island, like that whole area on the East Coast there has super duper high infection rate of coronavirus. I'm incredibly nervous my parents are going to get sick. All right? So far, so good. Knock on fucking wood. I'm not superstitious, but knock on fucking wood that they stay healthy. Because my mom keeps a very, very clean house, and my dad has told me he's only had to go out of the house maybe shopping once a week. He's working from home now. So hopefully everything is good, and they stay safe. I seriously hope so, okay? All right. Rampaging Ferocidon tipped me $5 and says, would you be mad if one of your neighbors was playing Beatles music extremely loud while you were trying to stream? Probably not. Well, here's a couple things I should say about that. First of all, I live in a private community that is considered I don't even know how you categorize it, but basically this facility has rules, all right, and the rules are that you need to be respectful to your neighbors. There's actually a formal process by which if you feel someone is being annoying or overstepping their bounds as a neighbor and causing harassment or causing just a bad time for a neighbor, you can raise it. We have a council of people, in the condo association here who you can talk to about, resolution of issues like that. So if it was a one-time thing and someone started playing ginormously loud music, I mean, big deal. But if it's something that was like regularly happening and it was just really annoying and it was actually negatively affecting my work, then yeah, I would have an issue with that. The thing is, the truth of the matter is that from what I'm to understand, you can't really hear too much about your neighbors here. I mean, yes, I hear the neighbors have a kid, and the kid screams because it's a young kid, probably like 2-3 years old. Yeah, is it annoying that you hear the kid screaming every once in a while? Of course it is, but it's a natural thing. When you have connected walls, you're going to have that. But the good news is, I don't really hear that much from this office. Like, people tell me they can hear me talking, but with the foam and everything that I've got in this office, I think it's enough that I really don't hear much from outside of the office. I don't think it would affect, even if there's someone blasting music next door, I don't think you would really hear it on my streams, despite the fact that I do direct capture audio. I have the soundproofing foam, professional mic. This is basically like a mini recording studio, and it sounds a hell of a lot better in here than it would, say, in just a normal room in an apartment. Like, for example, oh my God, in Connecticut, at that place I had in Connecticut, The people who lived above me, when they took a single step on the floor, it sounded like they were wearing wooden clogs and they were doing like folk line dancing on the floor. It was ridiculous. You get thump, thump, thump. In my old videos, you could hear thumping all the time because it was just so like not soundproofed at all. They would turn on their TV and I would know what show they're fucking watching because I could hear it. Okay? But it's not like that now. Now it's much better. Everything here is much better. So would I be annoyed if a neighbor had blasting music? Yeah, if it was a consistent thing that they did all the effing time and it was very annoying, yes. But I don't think it would, long-term affect me or my work. So, that Anonymous gifted a sub to Eastside Grease Job. Congratulations, Eastside Grease Job, and thank you, that Anonymous, for the support. Randy O. Butternub did a 500-bit cheer. He said, I'm in New Jersey. I don't think it's ending anytime soon here. Yeah, from what I understand, Randy O., like I said, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, is it Vermont? It's that whole area, that cluster of states, were completely decimated. Like, you guys have, like, the absolute worst of the entire country. Primarily, let's face it, because New York City and New York State have so many people coming in from all over the world constantly. It really is, as they call it, the melting pot. But because of that, so many people brought in the coronavirus that it just exploded exponentially in every direction. And, yeah, apparently it's like full-on lockdown. My parents were telling me about how it is where they are in Connecticut. And they're like, yeah, when you go to the store, you have to walk. There's only one way walking down the aisles in the supermarket. You're not allowed to walk both ways down an aisle. And it's one person, like, at a time going through the aisles. They actually have, like, security guards and or police in the fucking grocery stores, making sure that you're 6 feet apart or more, and they're making sure people are going down the aisles the right way. The checkout lines are astronomically long there. It's kind of almost like a situation, like a lockdown. I hate to say it, almost like a lockdown military state, because the infection is so bad over there that they have to enforce this to make sure people aren't getting sick. My dad told me, he's like, yeah, I went to the supermarket. They had like nothing. The supermarket was almost empty. And he's going, basically grabbing whatever he can that he thinks he can make food out of, and it's ridiculous. He's like, this is insane, but I hope it, it ends soon. Where, this is nuts. Pretty bad. So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Randy O. Butternut. I hope that things do get better for you quickly. None of us deserve to be, in this situation. It's a horrible thing, and, I hope for the best. D's Nuts tipped me $20 and says, Phil, I've learned my lesson. Please forgive me. First of all, D's Nuts, I have no idea who you are. This happens all the time. People come on here, and they'll tip, and they'll be like, I'm so sorry. Will you unban me or whatever? And I'm like, I don't know who you are. This isn't D's Nuts. This does not sound familiar to me in any way. So, I don't know who you are. What I would say is, if you want to be considered for an unban, if that is the situation we're in here, email me. My email is public, and I will consider it. I'll review the situation. Be sure to give me your Twitch name. This is a major issue that people do, is they'll email me, ask you for an unban, and not even give me their name on Twitch. And if that happens, I delete your email. I'm just not bothering with it. I get so many of these a day. I'm just not bothering with that nonsense. If you can't be bothered to give me your name, that's ridiculous. Okay, so, please, do your best, to email me and give me full information, and I'll consider it. But if that's the situation, D's Nuts, I can't even tell from your message if that's what you're talking about. But thank you for the contribution. Okay? Sound good? All right. Crapcock did 130-bit cheer. Hey, Phil, how's the ear today? First of all, thank you for the cheer. The ear is still swollen. The ear still has a massive amount of pressure and has soreness in it. And I still can't hear fully out of it. But no stabbing pain. I've already administered the first ear drops this morning. During the stream break, I'll be doing the second. Hoping for the best, and that we can maintain and just slowly get better. The ear drops are supposed to be for a week, so this is only day 3 for me. So hopefully it'll get better over the weekend and be back to normal by next week. Okay? Okay. All right. Mommy Jeans tipped $1. What? Basically, they're saying we're living the positivity that you're having throughout everything that's going on. All right. Well, thank you very much for that, Mommy Jeans. I'm not getting super specific because now they're referencing detractors and stuff, and I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to say thanks for the tip, and thank you for that positive message. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for a great pre-stream. We're going to end the pre-stream now. I'm going to take a brief break to use the restroom, and we're going to come back and continue on with Nioh 2. Again, I don't know how much is left in the game. So we'll see today how far I get and, you know, what happens here. Thank you for the positivity. When I come back, what we'll do before we'll start, we'll update the subs, sub count. And thank you for already a third of the way to the tips goal, which is outstanding. Thank you guys for that. I'll see you in just a couple minutes, okay? It'll be quick. I'm not going to play any music or nothing because I'll be back in just a couple minutes here and we'll start. Fair enough? All right, guys. Thanks, and I'll see you in a sec.